Hey guys, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Crash Bandicoot n.sane Trilogy. And if you're wondering why I don't sound very enthusiastic and why the gem is already collected for Whole Hog, it's because this is my third attempt at recording this part. The first time the audio came out fine, but the video quality did not. It was a complete lag fest and I have no idea why. The second time, video came out fine, but for some reason the audio didn't for the commentary. So I'm now trying this with attempt number 3. Now screw it, this time I'm gonna try and collect the clock. The only problem is that it means I can't die, but let's see how I do, shall we? Just to make things a bit different. Now I don't really think there's a point to just restarting the entire game just because I've collected 2 gems and done a boss fight. So I'm just going to be revisiting the levels I already did. There's only 3 of them, and a boss. And just breaking all of the boxes. And, yeah, that's all I need to worry about. So just as long as I showcase where all the boxes are, refight Koala Kong again. And just showcase, like, the two gems I got were for this level, Whole Hog, and for Heavy Machinery, and I also went through Cortex Power. This level was really easy to get the Platinum Relics in, and yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I really don't get what you have to do to keep that caps lock. Like, I double tap L2, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's a Platinum Relic, that's the best relic you can get. In many levels they're super hard, but since you can only go so fast in this level, as long as you break every box, it's guaranteed. You're guaranteed to get it. And that pretty much applies to the boulder levels as well. And if you hit L1, you can see like various times people have made it. I really don't get how some people manage to get some of these times. So I got 25.36. How do you get 23.36? I don't get that. You can only go so fast. Like what am I doing differently compared to them? Missing boxes I get, but I got every box. So how do I have? How am I 2 seconds slower on something that has a set speed? Right, I am convinced it is through glitches. Koala Kong, your backside is not very impressive too. Really, I mean, it's got fairly puffy cheeks, but compared to the rest of you, it is not very impressive. You can spin into the rocks. The game doesn't tell you can spin into the rocks to break them, but you can spin into them. The 4th one is always going to be bigger, I think. And Koala Kong will be struggling with it. Just let him throw it. You can either knock it back at him immediately, or you can just wait until it lands. I swear he threw an extra rock there. He always does a Usain Bolt thing at the beginning. I don't think he did that in the original. I mean, Usain Bolt would have been pretty young back then. The TNT, as long as you stand on the far left or the far right, the TNT can never hit you. Like, even the explosions will never touch you. You're not Terry Crews. I don't think Terry Crews is Australian. I'm pretty sure he's American. But yeah, as long as you know you can spin into the rocks, this fight's pretty easy. You just gotta make sure that when you knock the rocks back at him, there isn't a minecart in the way. He gives you plenty of time to wait for the minecarts to get out of the way. It would be pretty impossible if he didn't, so yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I've got to watch out. The first time I did this, he didn't throw the rocks until the TNT crates exploded, but when I was doing this a moment ago, he did throw the rocks early. So you just gotta watch out for when he throws them. Yeah, but you still have plenty of time to wait for this thing to disappear. Just make sure you don't get caught in the explosion. I don't know if the rock can still hit you on its as it's rolling back. Again, I don't remember if that death animation is in the original. It's been a while since I played the original. Because, again, this is just the way to play Crash 1. Yeah, it's the best way to play all 3 games, especially Crash 1, because you can die, which is very helpful in the next level, Heavy Machinery. A level that I am so tired of right now because it's quite a long level, and honestly isn't the main level that I'm finding to be the problem here. Doesn't cost lives, so retry it. And yes, that's what I've been doing. Many times. First time round it was the Brio room. Second time round it was the Torna room. Well, they're not really rooms, but well, the Brio one still gave me trouble because this is one of the most annoying Brio ones in the game. The Torna one it's more just a length issue because it's quite long and it requires some correct timing. I actually managed to get through those robots. Very rarely do I ever actually manage to get through them. I usually hit one of them. And that's the bit you gotta watch out for. Just go through the gap between those 2 robots. Whoops. And that'll get you the last few crates. Now even though I played the original version like 3 times before, when I played the n.sane Trilogy the first time, I completely missed those. But that might have been the 3rd playthrough of the original one. But my memory's a little fuzzy on that, even though I didn't actually play the n.sane Trilogy that long ago. It didn't come out that long ago, but I already don't remember. My level 2 Waku Waku, I don't think there's any more in the levels. No, there is, but towards the end. And these things are actually projectors. They appear in like the warp room in Crash 2. It's how Cortex and Coco are communicating with you, somehow. But here they are enemies. So, as usual, don't touch them. Even though touch damage is something that makes no sense. So, why is it Mario... Well, there goes my invincibility. How is Mario able to jump on top of a Goomba, but you can't go into the side of it? Like, what's the difference? What is he doing differently when he hits the side of a Goomba... When he hits the top of a Goomba compared to the side of it? Does he just have Goomba-proof shoes? Yeah, these things are a little bit more telegraphed in this version. In the original, they were circular. The steam was instantaneous, like it just appeared. In this, you can actually see that it's actually like a vent, and it actually opens up so you can see when the steam is about to appear. I mean, in the original, it was easy enough to time, but it's a bit easier here where it's not as instant. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm counting these things this time because I've died so many times here just now. 1, 2. I don't know why I'm counting them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can I do this first try? 1, 2, 3, 4. What are you looking so bored about? It's not actually impressed until you actually get to her. Right. First try. If only the Brio one was that easy. I mean, the Brio ones are always the most difficult, but this particular one is quite challenging. And yet, before Stormy Ascent, probably the most difficult bonus room in Crash 1 is actually the Torna one in the lab to get all of the boxes in. It's simple enough to do otherwise, but to get all the boxes, it's super hard. All right at the beginning. Because again, these things, although they were designed in a way that you can get all of the boxes, it was never mandatory, so they were designed in a way that never really made it easy because they were required. But now, it's required. Oh, I did that the wrong way. I don't know why I just didn't... If I got hit, I don't know why I didn't just go back. Especially here, because I barely made that. These things are fine in 2D, but in 3D, they are horrible. And that's going to be the case in Generator Room, where they do appear in 3D, and Generator Room is a level I can't die in because it's got color gem in it. Right, this room right here, this I hate. You gotta make sure you hit the boxes in the right place. If you're too far to one side, then you're not gonna make it as you try and land on the next one, such as that. I was too far to the right of that box, so as I was moving left, I didn't have enough space, even if I hold down the jump button. And And you know, it's also a pain when you get to the upper section where you can't see where Crash is. He has a shadow, but as the level starts to get darker, as you move along, that shadow becomes a nightmare to see. That, on the other hand, is something that doesn't happen very often. I actually jumped over the box. That happens to me all the time in the original Crash 3. But this is not the this isn't the original, nor is it Crash 3. So that's a new one for this. Okay, so now I've got to land on this, and this is where you can't really see where you're going, causing stuff like that to occasionally happen. Not very often that I die there. It's usually around the third one where you do have a big gap. That's really the ones where you really got to watch out. The ones where the gaps are quite big. When the gaps are short like this, you don't really need to worry. But when the gaps are big, like this one, that is those are the ones you're most likely going to die in. All I can say is thank God they now allow you to get multiple tries on these. Come on. Come on. There we go. Ugh. It's a good thing I didn't land on the platform there. By the way, you can't outrun, you can't go past this bit, but the lives can. So if one ends up there, you can't pick it up. I don't know why that happens, but anyway. That is probably the worst Brio room in the original game. Unfortunately, Stormy Ascent is now a thing. So the taller one in the lab, I still say is worse than this. Hold left. Oh, I hit the ceiling. There is a crate there. Next one along. Now, because I am doing this on the second try, I didn't reset the game. None of these are extra life crates. If I was... the first time around, they were extra lives. And all extra life crates reset when you reset the game. But if you die or go back into a level, they'll just be question mark crates. That applies to all three of the originals. With Wrath of Cortex it changed. In Wrath of Cortex, if you go back into the level, all the crash crates will respawn. If you die, there'll be question mark crates. But if they're in Wrath of Cortex, if you just all you have to do is go back into the level rather than reset the entire game. And I guess Crash to Insanity did that as well. It's a bit different into Insanity since there isn't really a level select. There isn't any sort of hub world. And Cortex Power is the only level with an intro. Bar the first level. I don't think any other level has an intro. And I kind of wonder, because Crash does the spin, looks exactly the same as he does in the first level. I kind of wonder if he is actually getting up off screen and then just like swiping his head. Whoa! Whoops. This is the only level with an overhead view. The level trope is shared with Toxic Waste. But this is the only one that actually has an overhead view. I want to take the left path. The right path leads to a dead end. This is a level where you have to backtrack, unfortunately. But we need the blue gem in order to get the all the boxes here. So we can just go through it quickly for now. This is one of the worst levels when it comes to backtracking. And yet, despite this, Crash 1 is easily the best when it comes to backtracking. Crash 2, you have to do it so much more often, and the times when you are doing it are so much longer. You have the pits, you have piston it away, you have cold hard crash, you have digging it. There's so many, and they often have like an extra hazard in the way as well. It could be whether it's just a bottomless pit or an enemy, the bees and digging it, or death routes in the case of cold hard crash and piston it away. And the cold hard crash has ice physics as well. And you have to make sure you get all the boxes on both pathways. And in Crash 3, there's nowhere near as many. But the times where you are backtracking are also really, really annoying. Because my least favourite level in this entire trilogy is Future Frenzy. But we'll get to that when we get to Crash 3. Please, may this be the part that's actually good. 3 times the charm. Even though I don't like Crash 3. Please may this be the end. I'll see you guys next time. If it isn't the 4th time I have to do this. Oh, we have some horrible levels coming up. I'll see you guys then.